Canada has been awakened. The words of a residential school survivor today as the final report of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission was submitted. His words came with a plea for Canadians to take that next step, to take the call to action. The head of the commission, Justice Murray Sinclair, opened the closing ceremony with a message for the boy who drummed in the participants. Thielen kicked Nosway, but his message was clearly meant to travel further.
I want you to sing loud and do that forever, my young friend, so that people will come to realize what could have always been because of you.
The commission took 6 years, heard more than 6,000 stories, and produced 94 calls to action. The Prime Minister repeated his commitment to make them happen. Well, the CBC's Connie Walker begins our coverage tonight. Connie.
Peter, it was an emotional day as the three commissioners tasked with documenting one of the darkest chapters in Canada's history presented their final report. The day began with a song to honor the thousands of survivors of Indian residential schools.
The story of the truth of residential schools in this country is a story about the resilience of children.
This whole process.
Eugene Arcan says this photo has traveled with him during the last 6 years with the TRC.
There is 9 of us alive. From the 32 kids in this grade 2 picture at St. Michael's Residential School.
After hearing thousands of heart-wrenching testimonies from survivors and bearing witness to the lasting legacy of residential schools on families and communities, today Justice Murray Sinclair was nearly brought to tears when speaking about the impact of this work on his own family.
They have supported me in this work, but at great loss to the relationships we could have had, and which we will now try to recapture.
All who spoke with passion and sadness that evoked emotion from many in the room.
Today will mark the first time we hear an official response to our work from the Prime Minister of Canada on behalf of all the people of Canada.
Justin Trudeau reiterated his promise to implement all 94 calls to action.
To design a national engagement strategy for developing and implementing a national reconciliation framework, including a formal response to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action.
But he also signaled a new era in the relationship with Indigenous peoples.
No relationship is more important to me and to Canada than the one with First Nations, the Métis Nation, and Inuit peoples. Let me say it once again. I give you my word that we will renew and respect that relationship.
His words left more than one survivor optimistic.
I already see they're working very quickly, very fast, and that's good.
I think it's awesome, and I really hope and pray that they implement every one of them.
The final report has been delivered. Their mandate is now over, but the commissioners say the hardest work on the path to reconciliation is yet to come.
Achieving reconciliation, as I observed in June of this year, is like climbing a mountain. We must proceed one step at a time.
94 calls to action are a tall order that will require commitment, not just from the federal government, but from the provinces and municipalities too. Tomorrow, Prime Minister Trudeau will meet with the leaders of the national Aboriginal organizations to discuss those first steps. Peter?
All right, Connie, thank you.